The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
And hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's Monday edition of the Whitfield Report. We have a big guest joining us today. In fact, possibly one of the biggest guests ever to be on the program.
I am quite large, aren't I?
Renowned author Maxie Sand, who...
Right.
I was contacted by this man's agent. I usually don't usually I interact with authors themselves, but no, this agent reached out to me and told me that they had a guest named Maxie Sand, and I was like, well, can I talk to him before the show? But then they were like, no. You can't.
My time is very valuable, sir, but
Yeah.
you got that $10,000 ready, right?
What
need that.
$10,000? But anyway, so Maxie, as I understand, you have a book you have to promote, from what I was told. So
well, geez,
first off,
first, shouldn't we isn't that a bit forward? Shouldn't we get to know, wouldn't they like to know a bit about me first?
yes, of course. Well, so how did you get started in writing, and just what is your general background, sir?
I've always just been the best writer in the world. Like, ever since I could remember, I was like, man, anything I write is literally better than anything I ever read, see?
When did you start writing? Was it like in elementary school, middle,
I'm pretty
high
sure.
school?
I'm not sure how early on, but there was a point at which I could hear the outside world, I knew my mom was there somewhere, and everything was really red, and I just started writing.
So you had anger and you wrote to relieve the anger, is what you're saying?
No, I was in the womb writing great novels. Amazing. Some of the best you've ever read. Are you familiar with ripped armrests?
No, but it sounds like a philosophical. Yeah, it sounds like a philosophy book. Yeah, so
well, yeah, philosophy, horror, detective novels, spy thrillers, and porn.
Really, porn. So erotica then?
Yeah, I have my new one coming out that I'm working on. It's really popular. It's called The Most Beautiful Girl in the Discord. Coming soon.
Really? So tell me
Ladies.
the premise of that one.
Well, it's based around the concept of online romances and how they're equally real to regular real romances. And if you have a lot of online romances, that definitely makes you not a virgin.
So like a cute boy meets girl in the Discord type of thing? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, yeah. I like talking a lot about like how all women are a scam, and so my book is going to illustrate the point by showing a woman behaving perfectly normally, and the main character acts like a complete psychopath, stalks them, and then you're supposed to sympathize with him.
Really? So
Yeah,
there
that's my actually
so
my favorite genre to write in, Mr. Whitfield.
so the serial killer like
Yeah,
stalker
yeah, like
genre then.
torturing women, killing women, raping women. These are the things that I like to write a lot about.
So
As you could see by my extensive catalog.
yeah, which it's funny because I tried to
We can't
search
say some of those words. I'm so sorry.
you on Amazon and I couldn't find any of them.
Well, that's it. Look, that's just because of my stalkers, you know.
What stalkers, sir?
Well, there's just these weird people that like you know, I talk to a lot on the internet for a long period of time, and then what they do is the whole time they're not really my friends, and no one's my friend, obviously. Everybody knows this, you know this. But like they pretended to be, and now because I told them that they aren't good enough to work with me, now all they do is spend all day looking at all of my stuff and laughing at me. And like, isn't that sad?
I mean,
Like,
you
what do
know,
I do? I just tell people the truth. I have some other stuff about myself that I could tell. Like, I want to set the record straight. First of all, people need to know that I invented PlayStation Network. Yeah, I'm a
what?
big deal, you know.
Well,
And then And then also, I've written thousands of books that have sold billions of copies. I know you can't find that information on Amazon, but you got to open your mind to the fact that the stalkers make it impossible for me to keep. So what happens is I release my books, people buy like a million copies, and then I take them down. And unfortunately, it's because of these stalkers. But what happens is then there's no record of that ever happening. But trust me, bro.
Mr. Maxi Sand, I'm an author myself. I don't think I I don't think that's how it works. I've had to take down books too to like do edits before I really release them, but like there's still records of the purchase of like the books that have been taken down.
Well, but that's because you don't delete your author profile. See, I do that because you cannot be safe enough with stalkers.
What? Okay, so why? Here is a question. Like, why would you invest all this time like writing books? Because you're an author. It
Because I'm the
takes
best writer in the world.
right, and being the best author in the world, like you would obviously know that like writing takes a lot of time and effort, right?
Oh, the most.
So why then would you? So why would you go to all the trouble of like writing all these books just to like delete your entire author page?
Well,
Doesn't that
because
seem
the stalkers
counterproductive?
they say things that are really hurtful, like that my stuff isn't particularly good, and I mean that's a personal attack. See, I try to keep out of that kind of thing. I don't like drama, right? But then they come and they say things. They break all the rules, and then they say things like your book isn't very good, and you can tell, right? Like that's the kind of thing that you can't have people saying that about you. It's bad for your brand image.
I mean, I've had people say that about me. Like I had this one
Right. And
guy.
so you hired private investigators, hunted them down, doxed them, and swatted their families, right?
What? No, I just wrote like another book and like kept on trucking.
Well, I wrote a lot of books, but they keep saying it. You have to stop them. Like, they cross the line. And so what you have to do is you have to slander them, you have to threaten them, you have to bully them, and you have to literally break laws because you're such a butt mad little baby. This is how you deal with stalkers, Mr. Whitfield.
Have you have you ever considered, like, you know, like, which other authors in the author community do you know? Have you reached out to any of them? Like, maybe
I'm
they
a
could.
lone wolf. I mostly just keep to myself because everybody is a Judas and a betrayer. And they're in fact, you want to get a little rusty with me. You know, I'm talking about crossing lines, and here you go. You even platform one of these people, the so-called Dr. Craig, who is clearly Jewish. I don't know what he's trying to hide. He's on your show every week, Mr. Whitfield. I mean, I don't watch. I don't have time to watch, but I know that that's true. So people in glass wheelchairs might want to consider.
What? Well, Dr. Craig Mansfield, PhD, is a good friend of the show. You know, like, he's an author too.
But
Maybe
is he a real doctor?
I mean, he does have a PhD. I'm pretty sure that's.
Okay, but is he really Jewish? See, these are the questions you got to ask. He needs to come clean now and tell everybody that he's not a Jewish doctor, because he's not a doctor and he's not Jewish. This is fraud. I'm calling him out. I'm just telling the truth, Sam. I'm just speaking from the hip now.
Well, you know, I mean, I guess Craig will have to come on the show at some point and, like, answer for these, accusations. I'm sure.
And until then, everybody needs to keep asking, is he a doctor and is he Jewish? The world needs to know. I'm just pointing it out. You see, I stream on the internet sometimes to like 3 people. I'm kind of a big deal.
What, to 3 people? Like,
Yeah,
that's
at the
not.
same time. Can you believe that?
I mean,
And they
like,
make comments occasionally.
One
One time it was a girl.
okay.
We haven't even really gotten through my accomplishments yet. You're just trying to, speed through the show. You don't even want to talk to the guests. Maybe they want to hear what the guest has to say. Maybe I bring the value to the show, but no, he's such an important host. You can't even help me out here. I'm going to tell the people about myself here.
Of course, go ahead.
Invented PlayStation Network. I already said that. You already knew that. Everybody knows that.
So wait.
Written thousands of books, sold billions of copies. We got through that. Binders of Women.
What? Binders of Women?
Binders of Women. I don't need to elaborate. Everybody knows. Everybody knows what I mean. I am nice to a lot of women.
Okay, can you, like...
I'm also a woman expert. I'm also an expert woman.
Wait, so you're saying you're trans?
I am a 6-time heavyweight champion.
A heavyweight champion of what?
A heavyweight champion. My mom killed herself while cleaning the bathroom. She what happened is she mixed bleach and ammonia, and I don't know, they found her. I found her, and I was like, "Mom, why are you blue?" And she was like, "Girl," and she pointed, Mr. Whitfield. She pointed to this piece of paper. Let me see if I got it. I always keep it around. It's my mom's final note for me, but I could never read it.
Sir, this
Here we go. I found it. So this is she's choking and she died. and she pointed to this piece of paper, and I've kept it. You can tell I've had it a long time, right? But like, I can't fucking read it.
It's barely legible.
Yeah, I can't see what it says. I don't know. Ma had some problems. She wrote in like weird hieroglyphs, so I can't really read it. But it's nice that I have it and I kept it all this time. And
So,
the other thing you got to know about me is this is really important, and it's part of why I'm here and what I'm here to do is much like my fellow victim Will Stancil, I too have been raped by the internet. This is a terrible problem that's happening, and I'm here to put a stop to people getting raped by the internet.
how do you how do you intend to do that?
We got rid of the stalkers because obviously they're the ones doing all the raping on the internet. Like, can you imagine a man would make fun of you on the internet?
I mean,
That's rape.
no,
I didn't consent to that.
I
I mean,
mean,
you wouldn't consent to that if somebody did it to you? Because nobody makes fun of me. I'm the best writer in the world.
that's still not the same thing as rape, though, sir.
What do you mean? I didn't consent. They said mean things. It hurt my feelings. My feelings were hurt. That's all that matters.
Well, there is an old saying that like you could grow thicker skin.
Thick skin, huh? Oh, you're calling me fat now? Just because I have to lose 100 pounds by August doesn't make me fat. You know what? I don't even think you're crippled. But hold on. I'm going to tell you it's important for all the people to know all the things that I'm an expert in so that I get the respect that I deserve. And I made a little list of it. Okay? We're going to go through. I am an expert on Black people. I am an expert on Latino culture. I'm an expert on women. I'm an expert on men. I'm an expert on writing. I'm an expert on video games. I'm an expert on music. I'm an expert on relationship advice. I'm an expert on social media brand management. I'm an expert on network infrastructure and AI, obviously, because I invented PlayStation Network. I'm an expert
Is
on
that why
law
it's so
enforcement.
terrible?
I'm an expert in giving legal and financial advice. I'm an expert in scams. I'm an expert in politics. I'm an expert in looks maxing. I'm an expert in having Black friends. I'm an expert in lovemaking. I'm an expert in home caregiving, especially of a parent. I'm an expert in veterinary. I'm an expert in domestic abuse and surviving it. I'm an expert in dark suicidal black metal. I'm an expert in Israel. I'm an expert in Palestine. I'm an expert in professional wrestling. I'm an expert in fighting, and I'm an expert on goth girls. Any questions?
Well, okay. I do have a lot of questions.
Good.
So
That's what it kind of gotta keep it going, entertaining.
yeah,
You wouldn't want dead air.
so right, sir, you claim to like you say you invented a PlayStation Network, right?
Correct. Yeah, that was me.
Why is it like $30 a month now, and why does it suck?
Well, my stalkers got me fired. See, you liked it when I invented it. Yeah, exactly. But then my stalkers said that they said that I said mean things on the internet, and then they accused me of going to some place and so I wasn't there. But like some stuff happened, and then I deleted all of my internet history a couple times, and I also the people are gonna say that the books that I deleted, I didn't actually write them and that somebody else wrote them. But that guy, he was just a beta reader. That's a
Why?
bold-faced lie.
Okay, so did you work for Sony though, or
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
yeah. I worked for Sony. And they were like, yo, we need a network. And I was like, what if we called it PlayStation Network? And they were like, this guy's a fucking genius. And then somebody said, yeah, but I'm gonna lie about him on the internet, and I got fired, and then they took all the credit away.
I don't think that's how corporate. I don't think that's how Sony works.
I'm telling you, that's what happened. Are you calling me a liar?
I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's highly
I don't
unlikely.
even think you're in a wheelchair right now. You know what? You say you heard I didn't work for Sony. I heard from a reliable source that you're not even crippled.
Really? Like, where did you hear that from?
I heard it from somebody. We all heard it. People heard it. People talk, Sam. And you should address all those concerns right now because I'm making them and I'm really mad about it.
Well, I mean, look, I have like posted. I have posted a photo of me in, like, there are photos of me in my wheelchair in public.
Uh-huh. I am vindicated, chat. I'm validated. Everybody knew I was right. This man is a phony.
But
How many books have you published? I
uh,
published trillions
seven,
of them.
seven. And in fact, like, I'm actually coming out with American Inferno 2 weeks from now, which you
Oh,
can
yeah.
purchase
Probably not coming
on
out then, huh?
Amazon. Yeah, yeah.
That's probably fake in your hands. There's no words in that book in your hand. You're just faking it.
I don't know. I don't know, sir. There are lots of
It says booty, 7,000 pages of it.
I
Booty,
mean,
booty, 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 booty.
I do like
By the way, check out my new book coming soon, Booty.
where can people buy it?
You'll know when it comes out. I gotta stay ahead of the stalkers, all right? You'll know when it comes out. You buy it. I'm gonna tell everybody how many of you bought it, and then I'm gonna delete it so that they don't know how many people bought it because they're stalkers.
I mean, sir, that just sounds so like counterproductive, though.
That's what you got to do when you got stalkers. Look, they ruin my life. They call me names. The internet rapes me. They said I have no game. They said I have no girls. I have all the girls. I told you, binders of women.
So you're Mitt Romney then? Oh my
Are
God,
you calling me a plagiarist? How dare you?
No,
Just
no.
because I stole everything I ever wrote doesn't make me a plagiarist, okay?
That's I'm pretty sure that I didn't say you stole everything. You said that you stole everything, and
No, you said it.
I'm pretty sure that like
Now you're
that's
plagiarizing me.
no, I'm just repeating what you said. You know, like
This guy has a lot of audacity. He's a fake cripple.
you know,
He
hold.
plagiarizes my accusations against the world, against me.
Let me check. Let me
Sam,
check
I
the.
think you might be a stalker.
Well,
Are you my jilted ex now? Is that what's gonna happen? And you're gonna tell everybody the time I pooped in the corner a little bit when I farted, and then everybody's gonna laugh at me? Are you gonna stalk me now too?
sir, I've only just met you today. Like, there's no way there's why would I
That's
stalk
about how
you?
long it takes to turn someone in a stalker.
I mean, you seem to know like a lot about that subject.
Stalkers? Yeah, I am an expert on. I've been stalked my whole life. They're everywhere, all the time. You don't know what it's like. See, you just want to talk. You got a talk show, so you think you can talk all the time, and people are gonna listen to you. Nobody
I
listens
mean,
to me, Sam.
that is kind of the goal of that is kind of the goal of a talk show is for the host to talk and then you know, for the guest to talk, right?
Yeah,
But like,
yeah, exactly.
right, so you know,
So what's your game then? What are you trying to do here, huh? You trying to ruin me again, like everybody does every time? I won't be ruined. This doesn't bother me. I'm not upset at all.
sir, why are there tears in your eyes?
Why are
Then
there tears in your eyes? I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm not upset. You're upset. See how mad you are? Look at you. You're so fucking mad.
I mean, I'm pretty amused by all this. Like,
Yeah, you pretend it, but look how mad you are. Everybody can see. We all saw how mad you are. No, everybody knows you're mad, and I'm over here just laughing at you. Everybody can see that.
Okay, sir. Well, whatever makes you feel better.
It does. I'm great. That's why. See, I know I'm better than everybody because I do stuff and then people think it's great and they tell me. And don't go looking for what they say because I delete it for the stalkers.
So then, how do we know that anything that you say is even true if you keep deleting like
Everybody
everything?
heard what they said back in the day.
I mean, this is my first time like interacting with you
It was
though.
on
So like,
Discord back in the day. Everybody saw that.
well, you and I must have been like in different discords then, sir, because I don't remember like.
No. You knew X3579128883. Obviously, you're best friends with them.
I
You
mean,
reposted each other on Twitter one time. It was a meme. And you reposted the meme and you said this is funny. Clearly, this is your best friend and he is my stalker.
you mean that Max Sand guy?
No, don't. We're not allowed to talk about him. He's a stalker. I will leave this show right now. And you better pay me that 10K. If you
I
mention
mean,
him again, it's going to be 20.
look, nobody said anything
Just to
about.
address this right now and get in front of it, okay? I will absolutely never, ever do a Three Stooges bit with him and you. That is the stupidest request ever. Something only a stalker would say. How bad can you violate me with such a request? This is why I got raped. He told me I needed to do comedy. Ugh. Just because I'm a comedian?
What, sir? What it? You seem to have like an odd fascination with rape. I don't understand. Like what?
Because the internet
Why?
rapes me every fucking day.
Sir, have you ever considered like going to see a therapist? I think it might
Yeah, I
benefit.
did. And I'll tell you what happened is that she said that maybe I'm not the best writer in the world. And I dropped that bitch. That's what you got to do. If they don't support you, you got to tell them fuck off. If people don't feed into your delusions immediately, that means they hate you and they're plotting against you. Obviously. Get with it. You're better than this.
Well, clearly, like, I mean, I think if someone's trying to give you help, like, maybe you should
They
listen
call it
to.
help. They call it help, but you know what it is they get me on those pills, and the pills make me start believing the stalkers and thinking maybe I'm not the best at everything in the whole world. And obviously, that's a psyop by the Jews.
Whoa, sir.
Like Craig, especially Craig. That's what I mean when I say that. I don't actually mean all the Jews in the world. It's just I really am mad at Dr. Craig.
So you do it. He's a doctor.
I can't believe people listen to his podcast. Don't you know he's Jewish?
I mean, look, the Fake Untitled podcast is awesome, and everyone, including.
I know, and it's better than anything I can produce, and that's why I hate him. You too!
Well,
You and your damn show where you interview famous authors like I try to be. I mean, I am. I'm better than all. I sell more than all of them, obviously.
really? So, like, you sold more copies than Eric Bishop's The Body Man series?
I once talked to Andy Worski, Sam. I'm a big deal.
I once
Did you
talked
know
to
I
Andy.
invented Gamergate? Literally invented it.
Really? You invented.
Yeah. On Discord back in the day. You know, everybody knows. You all saw it on Discord.
Well, I
Just
mean,
because I delete my Discord every 5 months. You saw it. You were there. Everybody saw it.
so do you have like a relationship with Mr. Medicare or anything like
No, I
that?
don't rip off Mr. Medicare with my streams. Why would you say that?
No, I'm not saying you ripped him off.
What kind
I'm
of
asking.
accusation is this? Just because I literally put him on as a guest, it's because he really was a guest. I know people said I just took his video and I did a little intro and then a little outro, but no, Jim actually physically came to my house and recorded that video with me.
I
And if you
mean,
don't believe it, it's because you weren't on Discord back in the day. You don't know.
I doubt that.
You're new. You're new to the internet. What do you know?
I mean, sir, I've been online since like 2008.
Oh,
Like
so
that.
you're yeah, this is it. Yeah. Sam Whitfield admitting it live right here for everybody that he's my stalker. I can't fucking believe this.
I mean, sir, I
Just leave
only.
my family alone. I know that you called my Aunt Rhonda, and I know that you told her that I stuck my willy in a light socket. And you shouldn't have done that. Just because it's true, my Aunt Rhonda didn't need to know that, Sam. Why do you stalk me like this, Sam? You want a pound of flesh too? I'm so mad. I'm gonna ruin my studio right now. Can't fucking believe this. Sorry, I'm sorry. Oh no, that's bad for. I'm not spurging out. You're spurging out.
Okay,
Stop spurging out, Sam.
Whatever.
Sam, why are you spurging out? Look at this guy spurging out over here.
You know, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think it may be time for us to take a quick break, and
this has been.
Anyway, yeah, we're on mute now. Yeah, I mean, our guest is, my God, folks, I am sorry. Our guest is just freaking out right now. I don't know really what to say. It's unfortunate, but we'll be back, and yeah, let me see. So yeah. Anywho, oh, Max. I think Max is here now.
Yeah.
Max, we had a bizarre guest. I'm not sure. By the way, welcome everyone, Max Sand, to the show. We had a really bizarre guest on before you came on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I said we got to book that guy. He's the best author in the world. That's what he said.
Well, you know.
And I was like, I know Sam be writing some, like literally, he's so fire with his writing is Sam that his new book is called American Inferno. We gotta get that. Did he promo anything?
Well, he promoted some like erotic fiction. He said that like he said that the internet was raping him.
Yeah. He keeps saying that. He says that everybody's stalking him. You were. I said in the email, Sam, you got to be really careful with this guy. He's kind of crazy.
Well, that was an understatement.
Oh. Well, at least it'll be good content. Did he spurg out?
Yeah, he spurged out big time.
That must be embarrassing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've had a few people do that. On the show. I mean, you know,
happens. Oh
yeah.
Man. Remember that one guy spurged out and he spurged out about me? What was his name? Dina, Dinah, Tina, Gina. Anyway, that guy that spurged out about me, and then you like messaged me, and then I've been co-hosting the live show. But Sam, this is a history right now. This is the first time I've done the Monday interview show, so you got to ask me some questions, man.
Yeah,
I love it. Thank you.
No, happy to have you on. In all seriousness, I do want to start off by asking you, like, it's been like close to 3 years. Like, how do you think the show has, like, I mean, Hey, I mean, I still can't believe that we're back on YouTube, honestly. Like,
That alone is crazy, but I think the biggest change has been you weren't even considering writing as a anything other than, well, you did your freelancing and you wrote your articles here and there, but you weren't like publishing anything. Now we're about to launch probably the biggest book of your career so far, and I've been working heavily on some music inspired by it to help with the promotion,
which I
um, which has
which I
been a
really
lot of fun,
appreciate.
man. Creatively working with you has been great because we just get each other on that level.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, I mean, I
Yes,
think
my fan fiction. I am a fan fiction author. That's true.
yes,
I am
you
the least impressive author that has ever graced this program, but I did write a funny one time.
yeah, you did write a funny, which I would like to play for the audience. Yeah, yeah. In case the viewing or listening audience doesn't know, we have done comedy bits like this before, but this is one of our favorites, or at least one of mine.
But he inspired me, Sam. I wrote something.
Ooh.
I wrote a novella. Well, I wrote one chapter. I didn't put that much effort into it. And I'm willing to share some of this with the audience. It's called Fox, but like faux, like FAUX, in the hen house. A novella by Max Sand. You ready for this, Sam?
Yeah.
He sat in front of his computer, writing as he liked to do. It was never very good, but that never stopped him. After finishing a particularly bad chapter, he sat back in his chair with ripped armrests and sighed loudly. "This one will be the one. I just know it," Jimmy said. Jimmy Fox, by the way. Not as certain as the words might indicate. Ever since Evan quit editing his books, he hadn't sold a single one. To be fair, when Evan was around, he only sold a few. And this was clearly not going to be a career path for Jimmy. But what was at this point, he hadn't had a job in 8 years. In fact, it had been roughly 8.5 years since he lost his job at a big computer company, and his brother's couch isn't really comfortable. Much less when he gets the daily, "When are you getting a job and moving out, Jimmy?" speech his brother is so fond of giving. They just don't understand, he thought. He's an author, and sooner or later, someone will buy his books. He just needs to push the problems of life off and build his online presence. Said presence had been underwhelming, lately to say the least. You see, all Johnny's friends conspired to turn on him at exactly the same time, and in fact, had been faking being his friends online for years. Outside of the internet, he has no friends, so this was a big deal to Jimmy. Ever since they caught him stealing gameplay footage while live streaming, they'd all worked together to screw him over. And only that fateful night of his terrible live stream, when everybody laughed at him, did he realize the truth. Far too late. Jimmy sat in horror as he realized they were all mocking him, laughing at him. He could feel the laughter in the deepest part of his heart, reverberating to and fro in cackles and giggles. A knife would have been more merciful, but they didn't want mercy on poor Jimmy. No, they sought torture and picked the most sick and twisted weapon of all: mockery. They claimed he was a lolcow, and he knew what that meant now. And no, he could never be that. He was not a loser who lied, told big fish stories, and got angry and made a fool of himself. He was a nice guy, a sensitive artist, and an author, God damn it. Drifting out of his daydream, Jimmy stared at the page again, rereading his work. Yeah, this one will be great. When his computer made that sharp, dinging sound he set whenever he gets mentioned online. Oh no, not again. This ding was specific. It could only mean one thing, and that sound hung low in Jimmy's gut for a moment, wriggling around into the pit before settling into his balls in an uncomfortable but not entirely painful ball of anxiety. "It's fucking him again," Jimmy exclaimed, forgetting his brother was right there. "James, shut the fuck up," his brother jailer replied. "I worked all day to feed your fat ass and you can't even have the decency to be quiet? Are you off your meds again?" "I told you, I won't take them. They're part of the conspiracy. And anyway, it's my stalker fan again. He made another video about me." "You mean the guy who points out you're a fat loser who should spend less time online and more time trying to get a fucking job and get out of my house?" The brother spat the words out with pure venom. "No, I mean the stalker who's obsessed with using my fame for clicks and ad revenue. John, now leave me alone." Jimmy was meeker now, quieter. He knew he'd been pushed too far. "Okay, Jimbo, whatever you say. Just send me the link to his new video. He's right about you, and it's always funny." The hateful brother said these words with that same smug tone the stalker used. "Fuck you. He is not. I'm a famous author, god damn it." Jimmy yelled furiously and then sobbed. He clicked the pop-up, and there it was. "Jimmy Fox Exposed. 10 New Lies from the Fox Man," read the title. Jimmy inhaled, held it for a few seconds, and then exhaled deeply and clicked play. His one last loyal fan told him not to even watch. But this one had 50 views and comments. The first thing he did is pause and look at the comments, and that dread ball in his nuts flared right back up and spread into his chest. Why does Jimmy lie so much? He's so weird. That one was from Solar Angel? His Solar Angel? But she used to watch his streams, and he was going to make her his girlfriend. This monster stole his angel and poisoned her mind too? This has gone too far. What could he do? Tears formed as he clicked the button to unpause the video, and there he was, the stalker. In the corner was his face cam, with weird flags and a shirt reading "online asshole" tacked up to the wall. In the middle was a picture of, wait, is that my new book? Jimmy said.
I forgot how much I died on the stream laughing.
That's what made it from like a little bit that I did into like, I have to clip this because Sam's like belly laugh over it makes the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe at the time that we did this stream that you still had the internet asshole.
Yeah, tacked up on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's around somewhere. I still have the shirt.
Which
they took the website down though. Well, that was why I kind of gave up on the internet scumbag thing. But it's very funny. Online asshole. I made a generic version of my own stupid thing.
Yeah, which for the people,
my art.
Yeah, which for the people who don't, know, I suppose we should fill them in. Mac has been called internet scumbag by like a couple people.
I guess that's really my art form, I'm not a writer. I wouldn't say I'm a YouTuber or a director or an editor. I don't know, I'm an internet scumbag. Dave said it first, to be fair.
Well, I mean, Dave likes
like I go online and look at people's videos and point things out in the background, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Dave said that. I had that on a soundboard for a while, but don't have it handy right at the moment.
Yeah.
And, you can finish up the video and then we can talk about my art form. It's not one you've discussed on the show very often, but it's one that you do with me. So it's very interesting, I think. They got a taste
reading
of it
in a stupid mocking voice and stopping to make jokes. "Wow, this is some terrible writing," the stalker kept reading in that smug voice. The arrogance of this man. He didn't understand how hard writing was. And the best part, ladies and gentlemen, is here on the back cover. He flipped open the book to About the Author section. Jimmy had signed all his books John Faulkner, a pen name he made up, and used a photo he liked. Yes, the photo was old, and he used a filter or two and maybe some AI, but it was him. What was he really going to say about this? Jimmy realized he was holding his breath and quickly exhaled and inhaled again, only to hold it once more. He says he lives in London, says it on his website too, But here in this message, the man clicks a few keys and the main screen changes to a direct message. One he sent to his former editor, Evan. Oh, God, no. Where he says, I will have you know I contacted a lawyer right here in South Carolina and retained another one in LA. I will sue you and your brother for everything you cocksuckers have unless he deletes these videos now. Well, Jimmy, I can call you Jimmy, right? I know you sign books as Johnny, but your name is Jimmy Fox. Anyhow, Jimmy, it's interesting how you claim to live in one place and then say you're in another, and how you claim to be destitute, and then claim to be rich and famous. It's almost like the man paused with a hideous grin, laughed a little, and continued. It's almost like you lie about basically every word that comes out of your mouth. No, Jimmy, I don't think I will delete anything. And in fact, we will be making more content about you, your books, and your lies going forward. It's so much fun, and you're such a good sport about it. Until next time, Jimmy, have a fine evening. It was at this moment Jimmy knew what he had to do. Not just what he wanted to do, but what he had to do. It was right then and there. He knew he had to kill this man. I'm going to kill Max Sand, he yelled. Didn't I tell you to shut the fuck up, James? Jesus Christ, waking me up again? And you'll be sleeping in a fucking dumpster, his brother said, rolling over and back to sleep. Jimmy stayed quiet for the rest of the night. He didn't sleep, however. He plotted. He wrote his plan in great detail. Max would understand. He was going to make him understand. Scene.
And there you have it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess my art form is like, I guess it's adjacent to like, if I'm going to be real, like, and I feel like this is the proper show for me to talk about this kind of thing and people might understand. Obviously Cringe Coffee House, which is like my original brand I've been going with a long time now, started as the idea of, I was doing a morning show on stream.me, and I used to just jump in open panels that other people had, like talking about politics or just discussing things. But this idea was like, what if I made what I wanted to do, which was look at strange art, because I like outsider art. I always have. It's a passion of mine. I like, music genres and things that people don't normally like. I've met as we talk about on the show every week, I've met so many artists with unique perspectives, and I really value that and the kind of authenticity it often brings. And so what originally Cringing Over Coffee, the first like episodes were, you probably don't even know this because I can't find them anymore, and I would love to do it again for that reason and maybe have you on, was we watched psychiatric interview videos from the 1950s, and I would just stop and comment on it with a guy called Iron Man. Shmuley used to be there. Shout out Rick Turpin. And we would, whoever was there that morning, and we would watch like what they would call a catatonic schizophrenic being interviewed by a literal psychologist. These are like a real video, and just asking them questions. And you notice immediately how different it is from how we treat mental health now. And my argument in those initial episodes was literally like, it was better.
Yeah, well, we'd actually talked a lot about mental health on the Wednesday show, and we've talked about it a little bit with guests who have worked on the field.
It's a very common recurring subject now, the mental health crisis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it seems to be one that we talk like every few months now. And
I have to like subtly cross myself every fucking time and pray for victims. And of course, there was a horrible tragedy down here in Pawtucket this week. And we talked about that. That was, I think, very related to mental health. And that's sort of what my show was about, is if these people are out there doing these kind of over-the-top things right on their YouTube channels and things, the only thing I, as just dad on the internet who knows how to use OBS, could possibly do was to look at it, and I decided Cringe Coffee House, it's more of an art house. It's more of an art exhibition. And I really do, in my head, picture it as a 50s beatnik art house at that.
Yeah.
where we're all snapping at Dice Golden on the screen. Dice Golden, one of the recurring subjects of the show, because I'm going to assume people watching the Monday show might not know anything about my art, and I can explain it in a way, because I'll tell you what, if you hear what I'm saying now and you're like, okay, you look at art made by crazy people, I don't think it's bad, and that's what a lot of people are confused by. I think it's good most of the time.
Well, I wanted to kind of ask you about that. So we've had stand-up comedians too on this show, or at least people who were stand-up comedians. Like we had James Dawson at the end of
that was
the
a
year,
great conversation too. Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, he did stand-up, and now he's writing thrill authors, which like a lot of great drama actors often like start out as comedians too, ironically, which I
well, and the other thing is like a thriller can be helped by somebody who knows how to provide a bit of levity, right?
Right. But so one thing one question I've gotten a lot actually is, and notably this is usually by older people who don't necessarily understand the internet, but like what exactly was I guess this is kind of two-part. I guess when was the transition, and what was the transition between like stand-up comedy and then internet comedy type of stuff like Sam Hyde and whatnot? Because a lot of people who are familiar with stand-up, like they don't understand the humor of
I think
something
Sam
like
Hyde is actually the dividing line. I think
yeah.
Sam Hyde's Adult Swim show, World Peace, MDE presents World Peace. Check that out, by the way. I am a huge supporter of what Sam Hyde does, and it's really refreshing. But at first, when he came out, his comedy, look, the thing about comedy of the past, especially someone my age, is like 90s comedy was extremely edgy. Like extremely, probably peak edgy was like late 90s, early 2000s up until like 2010. And that's when the cancel culture stuff creeped in. And so I'm a creature of that more than internet, but I'm also I grew up being I'm a weird mix because I'm an extrovert. You know me, Sam. I'm an outdoorsy guy, but like I like to look at weird outsider art as a thing. And so I started I was seeing Sam Hyde. If you want to know where my influences come from with what I did, like, yeah, that's more it. Like the mainstream comedy of the 90s, people will compare what I do to other internet people, and I usually just take it as cool. That's cool. Like, again, I get it a lot compared with Pod Awful. Well, that's because I was going to say that's one of the people I look up. I mean, Jesse's been doing this forever. He's so funny. If you haven't ever seen Pod Awful, you really should check it out. It's more like the kind of comedy I grew up with, where it's no holds barred, and the joke is usually not as mean. The other thing about internet comedy is once it changed over, Sam Hyde's not mean spirited, but modern internet comedy has replaced being funny with being mean spirited. I don't know if you noticed this.
Definitely. And
but all's well, the heart of the comedy of Cringe Coffee House comes from the exact opposite of that. Like, that's my whole fucking point.
Well, I think.
Sorry, I'm trying not to swear as much on the Monday show. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
I guess after the bit we did at the top of the show, it doesn't matter, huh?
Well, I think
imagine somebody stops it and thinks you kicked me off the show. That'd be great.
Yeah.
No, we have to clip that, right? And be like, Max gets thrown off the whip. Sorry. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I think
you see how excited I get about comedy?
I think that's one of the whole things, though, is like I think and this kind of relates to like a lot of the Monday show isn't as political, but I do kind of birch talks. I think that's kind of one of the things that people kind of get confused sometimes. I think people, especially like during the 2014 to 2016 post era, they confuse edgy comedy with like
being really serious,
with being like mean and edgy and whatnot. Like And like I do think some of that stuff did get hijacked by certain political movements. There's nothing in I don't think there's anything inherently racist about like Pepe or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
a
like
cartoon frog,
I'm
right?
like Gen X Don Rickles from the wrong side of the tracks is all I am. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing anything groundbreaking. It technically most of the jokes we make on the show shouldn't even be edgy by what I would recognize as edgy, right? Uh, we don't make the butt of the jokes like innocent people, for example, or like people that just don't deserve it for no reason. I'm not even going to mention specifically, but obviously with what we're doing tonight, there was a mockery involved, unless you didn't see it, and then you're probably that person. That person is exactly the thing that's so funny to me to mock is like they try to present as both authentic on the internet, but to also appeal to any demographic that will pay essentially clout seeking. So
Right.
they're wearing a mask of authenticity to try and get those attentions. But if you look at the types of people that get that attention just organically, it's because they are authentic. I don't always agree with Asmongold, for example, but I do enough. And the reason that so many people watch him, even when they don't agree with him, is because he comes off as he's saying what he believes and he's authentic. He's not saying, I'm the coolest guy ever. He's like, I'm a guy on the internet and this is what I think. And I try to do that as well.
Well, and I would say with me too, you and I are a few years apart, but like I came up with in the era of when I first started, like Joe Rogan was just starting to do podcasting, and he wasn't even like as big as he was now. Like he used to talk to really obscure like comedians back in the day. He used to like yeah, I mean, he even there were I think there was in like an episode or two where he like talked like, porn stars and whatnot. Like he talked to obscure people, and like him or not, like I think one of the things that is Joe has always come off to me as like very authentically curious about
Yeah.
a wide variety
Well,
of
and then both
topics.
of us have bonded immediately once we met over our love of talk radio more than
Yeah.
podcasting. And of course, we've talked on air extensively. We both love Rush Limbaugh, but I could point to some like, uh, I mean, obviously, podcasting wise, I mentioned Pod Awful as an inspiration, but even that's not completely fair not to knock Jesse, but Perry Caravello,
Yeah, yeah.
that's like you can't not mention that if you're trying to do a comedy podcast of any kind. And
I
anybody, if you don't know that, just go look it up, and you can listen to all those podcasts. It doesn't matter when. It's been so many years. It doesn't matter when. Just listen to the Perry Caravello, the podcast series from like 2004.
yeah. Well, I would say also you and I both have a little bit of like Adam Carolla too.
I
You
was also
espe
going to mention when I was talking about radio stuff, Loveline. My
Yeah.
God, did Loveline affect my sense of humor?
Yeah,
Um,
well,
Not
yeah.
just Adam, but Dr. Drew's a funny guy.
Yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, which not a lot of people like. A lot of people my age and younger, they only know of Drew for because he's on the Health Network or HLN,
If
whatever the
you were
Health
me
TV
and you were like
network
a
is.
juvenile delinquent in high school in the 90s, right? In the 2000s, every one
Yeah,
of us on a Saturday night would be sitting there smoking pot or something, listening to fucking Loveline and laughing at. But there was good stuff there. People would call in with real serious problems that didn't get talked about, sexually related. But also,
right.
then there would be stupid people who would call in and ask stupid questions. And like Adam would get the stupid people, and Dr. Drew would give the good advice. And it was always a great show, man. They ran that show for like 20 years or something.
Yeah, well and I don't know if you've heard this, but they've kind of rebooted that a little bit with the Adam and Drew show, which they now
Good.
do under Adam. I remember when you and I first started doing the podcast together. You and I were kind of the first people also to break the story about the podcast one scandal too, about how they weren't paying people.
There's another one. I cannot sit here. I don't care. People, some of our right wing audience will know and get mad. I listen to a lot of Jim Cornette, and that's where I heard that from. Jim Cornette is a fantastic podcaster. I don't like his politics, but I don't listen to a lot of this. He talks politics. I skip to the next segment, and he's a lefty. He's a Trump derangement syndrome. But you listen to him
Right.
about wrestling, and if you think he's not funny, I think you're not funny. And also, he knows his shit about wrestling, but legitimately, like, the guy will have you in stitches. He's a great personality. I
Yeah.
try to bring a lot of personality to the show. I understand that sometimes that's what you're saying is people get confused as to what's going on. That's why I thought
Yeah.
this was a good opportunity to start with my madness, but then we could talk about comedy. I think what we're getting at is that we think modern comedy is dead, and it sucks.
Yeah. Well,
And you're not allowed to just say a wacky thing because you have to be worried what people might think of you. And I don't
yeah.
like if I spent my time thinking about that, I don't know. Who does really? You're supposed to treat it like that, but who really thinks about that?
Well, people who live terminally online, and I think that's a huge problem too. Is like as much as
Yeah, they're like addicted to likes and shit. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, look, as far as like promoting the books and the show, like, yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. That always helps, but we almost kind of do that tongue in cheek because it's
Yeah, and every time we do that or every time we do promo, it's like pulling teeth for us and the audience knows it.
yeah.
That like that's a fourth wall break right there. Yeah, guys, we don't actually like promo. It's a bit hard. It's a
Yeah,
bit like
it's
annoying. We know that shit's annoying. I get it. We tweet all our show down Twitter. Sometimes you guys, that's why you end up not seeing all of it is because but it's the name of the game. And it's for most of what we do is the base level of that shit because that's not what we like. And I'm speaking for Sam now because I know this is damn well true. What we like to do is making the content, having interesting conversations, doing something fun for us. We both do this as a hobby because we love it and we both would do it for free.
yeah.
That's not to say, oh, well, we're just so super pure and we'd never take money. No, it just means we literally like making content. I
I've
love this. And working with you has been the most fun I've had ever.
Yeah, and people have, and I mean, those who have listened to the show long enough, like even before you came on, some of you will remember I actually had a Spotify deal. I actually had like a deal where I was doing ad reads for Spotify, but then that deal ended because I made a joke that I thought was pretty funny, which is Spotify wanted me to read like ad copy where I promoted one of Taylor Swift's albums. So and anyone who knows me knows I don't really like Taylor Swift's music taste. So I made a joke saying you could stream, this new Taylor Swift album, or you could stream her ex John Mayer's album, which is way better. And I actually got like an email saying you can't, like, we have to
The
drop you.
compulsory fellatio
Yeah,
of promoting. Yes, we're maybe a lot less successful than we could be because we hate to do that.
yeah.
We actually do respect our audience, and the thing that's why the Monday show has been so much fun, and that's why I don't just jump on it because I have a tendency with my comedic stylings. Let's say I'm great on the Wednesday show. It's me, you, back and forth. We don't have a lot of dead air. Morpheus is there to keep me in line. My wife. And we just have kind of this comedy, talk about the news, serious when we want, you know. But I sit here and I watch your Monday show, and I see some absolutely amazing discussions with artists about art.
Yeah,
And I've
well,
always loved it. And I never really wanted to insert myself onto it, but I was like, well, if you don't have anybody, I have an idea for something funny. And that's usually a lot of what we do is like another break the fourth wall. I'll send Sam a random message during the week and like, here's an idea for a bit. And it might be the dumbest thing and it might be a great idea that we use. But I can rest assured he won't look at it until I'm on the show live. See what I did there?
Yeah, so yeah.
No, but like we collaborate a lot on things, and are always looking for fresh and fun things to bring to the show. And we put a lot of work in that area and not a lot of work into the promo side of it, which you could say, oh, well, you should do that. That's the name of the game, but that's not the part of the game we like.
Well, and I mean, I think we've kind of had to. We do more. We've done more shorts since that's apparently the name of the game.
It's been working out really well too. So I guess, yeah, we were wrong. We should shamelessly promote more.
Which by the way, I do find that weird. Just not only for us, but I do find it weird that like that because there's this weird dichotomy of media that I've noticed, Max, where people won't be able to watch like a 3-hour movie, right? They only want to watch like shorts or whatnot of like a movie, but then they'll also sit and listen to like a 3.5-hour Joe Rogan podcast. It's really weird.
A lot of it's not like our long form content once it's not live, I think isn't getting served. And so, hey, I do have something to promote and you're a part of it. We did an episode of Cringe Coffee House crossed over with Sandwich Makers. That's my wife's program. And we did the Riz Wars. That was last Saturday night. A lot of fun. One of the funniest streams I've ever done. And so you can check that out on the Cringe Coffee House on YouTube. Other things that I make, like what kind of art I make, is like I say, we usually pick a subject. Obviously, yours, my favorite, most people's favorite is Dave. Dave in New York. And what Dave is a guy that puts up a lot of YouTube videos that has problems. And Dave has a very abrasive and in-your-face personality. Like he got locked in 1998 when he was 15 years old, and he has not evolved one bit. And we watch the hijinks Dave gets up to and laugh. And Dave is a good sport about it. He's come on the show. Dave doesn't apologize for literally anything ever. And Dave is who he is. He lives out there in the world. And I have treated this like high art, and people fucking don't get it, but that's what I love. Another guy is Dice Golden, as we watch young artists making these sort of movies, he called them. And he played every role, and he would cut in between takes and put a whole new outfit on to show the new character. And he kept all the outfits straight. He kept all his timing straight. And he'd make these 5-hour movies full of horrific racial slurs and horrible violence.
Yeah, and the thing on it is like it's bad. They're bad, but they're so bad that they're also kind of good.
And also
good almost.
This kid's putting his heart into this. It means something to him, however crazy it is. And nobody's watching it. Nobody except my fan base. And over the course of the series, I started to root for this guy. At first, I was like, oh man, he's saying all these slurs. He had a character based on me whose catchphrase was a combination of slurs.
Yes.
And this is the other problem, though, is when I deal with these internet people, sometimes they get like attention focused on me and obsessive and start just saying crazy shit. And that happens to a lot of people on the internet, admittedly. But my trick and how I handle it is just I keep doing comedy the same way, and I don't really deal with it, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with people that are probably mentally ill, and they don't understand that the shit they're sharing on the internet makes them look really weird. And I'm not actually trying to make people hurt them. You see, I'm protective of Dave.
Right.
I don't like when people mess with Dave. I try to convince Dave to do positive things, and he hates me anyway. That's the joke, right?
Yeah. No, you've
And that's how I treat all
actually.
of them, right? Like more like a uncle or something.
Yeah, no, if I could actually interject with that, the thing
Go
with
off.
the thing with Dave specifically is yes, yes, we're pretty sure that Dave has schizophrenia. We still comment on his videos because like he puts himself out there. But also, like if you go back and watch the Monday show, Mac was usually like the first one to be like, "Hey, we haven't heard from Dave in a while. Can someone do like a wellness check on him or
Well,
something?"
and that was true last year. Is that Dave was not making videos for about 3 months, and I was like, "There's something wrong," because
Yeah,
he's not making videos. Even though I don't watch all his videos, what Dave, for me, I don't watch Dave just on stream. I'm like, what Dave puts out a new video. I'm a fan. I'm a legitimate fan of this man. Even if you watch him, Gordon Liddy is his channel on YouTube. I'm sure we can even link it. I give him credit. Dave's great if you can get past how abrasive he is. But I didn't see any new videos, and I was like, something's wrong, because he is compelled to post videos of nonsense every single day. And sure enough, when he did finally come back, he had been in a bad car accident and got a concussion from it, and his car was totaled. And yet somehow feeling bad for him, like all that. And I was like, oh, well, thank God he's alive. Yet him being very upset about all of this in a video and yelling about it still makes me laugh.
I gotta give Dave credit though too, because most people in his position would immediately use this as like as like a GoFundMe to like grift, like
He would, but he has built his character to be incapable. That's his thing. He always tells people, I'm old school. I don't use any of the online stuff. People, Dave, and it's not just him trying to act like he doesn't care about money. He does care a lot about money. He says it all the time. What it is he's so committed to, I'm old school. I don't get Cash App. I don't have PayPal. You send me cash
yeah,
money. It's great. Like, you can't fake that. That's real. It's dumb, but it's real. And I guess that's what I like.
yeah. Even if he is like a real, schizophrenic, like legitimately, it's great.
And Dave
So
won the Riz War. Spoiler.
yes,
I'm spoiling the episode that I told people to go see, but it doesn't matter. Go watch it. Basically what it is Dave and one of the other guys I look at, I compared their dating tactics from videos that they themselves post. And you were there. Mort was there. Shout out to Chibi from Sandwich Makers, and my wife Maxine were there. And it was a grand old time. We laughed at these videos. Dave, especially with Tina Gina and Dina Dinah, and Debbie had rats jumping out of her hole and all this stuff. It was great. It's funny. Please watch that if you want to see what kind of comedy, because that's peak for us. But other times I actually did one that was like, we watched Charles Manson documentary to get like a different idea of that. Like, I just try to be me, and that's my art. Maybe I should write a book, and I'll tell you what, I'll make a vow, Sam. I only come on this one time. Next time I come on the Monday show, I'm gonna have a book of my own to promote.
interesting.
It's gonna be a children's book about what would my children's book be about? How not to be an idiot. That's a
Pretty
good one.
much.
Oh no, I could make a children's book promoting bullying, like how to bully and why you should bully, and make it a kid's book.
Well, Bully University. That is your idea.
Well, yeah, I have a lot of stuff for that too. That's the thing, is I'm working on anything I think is funny right now. I got an album coming out that is literally Dave wrote every lyric. And then I
Yes.
used AI to bring Dave to life. And you'll be like, oh, that's cringe releasing an AI album. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. That's why it's going to be a second act of an album where I actually have several songs recorded where I use no AI at all, and I'm going to sing on it. Because imagine, Sam, putting an album out under your professional name, like if I said Max Sand, and you don't sing anywhere on it and you use AI. That would be pretty cringe, though, right?
Yeah, that would be very cringe.
Especially if you have like a Shure microphone in it. Never mind. Anyway, that album's coming soon. And in fact, the title track, Sam, is almost ready to be released in conjunction with another project that we're working on. That's not funny at all, but I am super excited for. That project is entitled American Inferno by the famous best author I know, Sam Whitfield.
Well, you flatter me, sir. And yeah, I've been promoting that too. So yeah, people of course can pre-order this book for Amazon Kindle, and it should be out. It will be out in print and ebook on March 10th. So, which is just a little over 2 weeks away now at this point.
No,
And
it's getting
yeah,
close, right?
so
Kick off spring right with a new book.
dedicated to Charlie Kirk. So also yeah, and also apparently Candace. Now see, unlike Candace Owens, I'm not like this is a purely fictional book, but unlike Candace Owens, I'm not trying to make my fiction seem like it's the truth. So,
I
um,
am. My fiction is true. You saw how this show started. Obviously, Maxie Sand is a complicated guy, but he's real, Sam.
well, I mean, your friend Maxie might need some help there, Max. I don't know. I don't know
No,
what to
look, I
say.
said I know a lot of crazy artists. That guy, he gets a little wild. One time, he got arrested for getting in a fight with 6 Feet Deep, the band.
Yeah,
Crazy guy, man.
that'll happen.
Yeah, I would never do something like that. I wouldn't be friends with notorious, famous, bad musician. Well, not bad, but musicians that say awful things. I wouldn't do that. Not Max. Maxie though, he crazy.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, that Maxie is the same.
But I mean, our philosophy on comedy is weirdly similar, is all I'm trying to say. And people are often like not sure how much of the bit you're in on. That's why I wanted to use this as an opportunity to make jokes, but also have this as like Sam makes some of the best jokes out of my jokes possible. If you guys think he's
No, I so folks, for those who don't know, and it's it's probably pretty obvious. I mean, I come from the Newer McDonald school of, comedy, which sometimes means I will deadpan. Although, to be honest, I almost lost when you said that you were the creator of the PlayStation Network,
I
partially
know.
because partially because like even if you were, like, my first question was, why then does it suck so bad?
I know.
And
Imagine like saying like you created something like that everybody bitches about. It'd be like saying, "Oh, I invented Discord," or "Oh, I'm the guy that made Xbox Game Pass," right? Shit like that is so funny to me. Internet people, that's what the comedy I like the most is internet people with no self-awareness at all. Sometimes
yeah,
it's awesome, right? Dave is awesome for that reason. Other times it's that they are great because like they do that bit I was doing at the beginning where they're like, "I'm the best ever. Don't say otherwise. You're accusing." They're so paranoid. If you get paranoid over what people on the internet say about you, the best advice I could give somebody like that is you probably should stop putting it out there and maybe log off. But if you don't, I have a show called Cringe Coffee House, which is, I guess, my biggest promo, where you might end up in it. But also, we do funner stuff too on the side. My wife's been doing the sandwich makers, and see, Sam, that is a whole different side of my art because we play the music that I made, and she just does literal crafts and art. She's been doing diamond painting. We've been playing VR video games. It's been a lot of fun. It's very casual. And of course, every Wednesday night for how many years now? 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
join Mr. Whitfield here, the pure innocent, doesn't understand any comedy that's going on around him. And I'm taking, this is my favorite one recently. A friend of the show, Mersh, suggested that people might be taking advantage of Sam because he doesn't understand. Because Sam, those people have your best interests in mind because they think you're stupid. And me, I'm abusive because I know that you're smarter than me.
yeah, the same guy who spurred out and said and went on a whole rant about how I was nice to you while screaming all these epithets at me. Yeah, he's clearly concerned about me.
Yeah, he's
So,
just concerned about how I take advantage by saying all these jokes that you don't understand.
by the way, Birch, like if you really feel that way, DM me.
Yeah.
You know?
Talk to it. That's the other thing is I find these people so funny, but we host two. Well, you host 2 shows, and then I host 2. I'm on 2, and then we have more, and we are very capable of streaming at any given time, pretty much as long as we have lives, so it's not like that. But we can set up a stream and talk to pretty much anybody. We love to talk. And then the people
Yeah.
that like say the worst stuff are always like, I won't talk to you. That'd give you power. And it's like, no, we have power because people like to listen to us. And when you learn that, maybe you can come join us and have some fun. The other big
Yeah.
lesson I've learned in comedy on the internet, Sam, make friends with people and be nice.
Yeah. Although to be fair, I did bully some Canadians this weekend, but they
I didn't say
kind
you have to be nice to everybody. I didn't say make friends with everybody, but make friends and be nice. And then when you think the stalkers are after you, your homies would be like, bro, you're being a little paranoid. No, it's just one weirdo on the internet. Or like then instead of that, you're like, there's some guy on the internet talking bad about me. They'll all be like, oh shit, let's make fun of him. And things like that, right? It's really good to like talk, especially if you're an artist of any kind, a creator, especially writer, visual arts, whatever, to talk to the other creatives and particularly maybe talk about being creative, talk about your craft.
that's what I do. That's what I do every day with people, and also like that's how you navigate the business too. Is like, hey,
That's
what
because you're an OG, Sam.
yeah, well, I mean, hey, it's a changing world, and it's a changing, economy. I've told people too, like whether you like AI or not, and I certainly think that there are some, negatives for sure, but I think there are positives, and I think people need to learn how to utilize the tools properly. And hey, if you don't like it, maybe write your congressman and say, hey, I have these issues. So
Well, I would immediately point to I think that Emily Eucas, the Will Stansel show, is one of the most it's very funny, but more than that, it's remarkable. She made an entire show using AI that
yeah,
works. This is something I find very, very awesome. And Emily is another one of those people I would directly cite as an influence of mine. And to see her evolve in use AI. For those that are unaware, Emily Eucas is most famous for being an animator.
yeah,
Alfred Alfer is her now I have access. And I say that's not good enough. She's like, that's exactly what executives at these animation companies are doing anyway with real labor.
Yeah. Well, same even with like the cover I was, that I've, the last few covers I've developed.
Right.
Like,
You could tell an artist on commission, hey, I would like a cover that sort of looks like this. And then you have to wait for them to do it. And you have to say, do I like that or not? And the problem with using real labor that sometimes people might find is that if you were to do it that way, it takes way longer. And then when you do get the commission, if it's not what you want, you actually could feel bad about that because a real person sat there and made it.
yeah, and also when I started, writing the book seriously, most of the cover artists were like $500 to start. Anyone who has just graduated from college knows, sometimes you don't have $50, let alone $500, right? It's, it's easy. It's not even so much easy, but it's more cost effective to maybe,
And even
you
if you
know,
have that money in your pocket, might not necessarily have it in your budget for promo and work on your book.
right.
And also, especially in the author scene that you're most familiar with these days, these guys, the bulk of what they do is a one-man job, essentially.
Yeah.
So and then actually Eric Bishop, I remember talking about this with him when he was on the live show not that long ago about how you're taking up the job of a publisher and a promo guy and the manager and da 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 da. And it is so when you can make something a little easier, it's very appealing. And I feel like a lot of the AI hate people are gonna lose because of that.
Yeah, there are, yeah, and I mean, I get
Whatever
people's,
you feel about that, I'm just stating I think that's what's going to happen.
yeah. No, and I completely agree. And yeah, I certainly understand people's concerns about AI in regards to, like, cybersecurity, national security, all that. But that's something that I, as Sam Whitfield, an author, I have no,
Right. We're talking about generative AI specifically, I guess, if people want to
yeah,
nitpick. But yeah, not
the average,
all AI is what we're like even related to what we're talking about people using it for as artists. And in the scene of being an artist of any kind right now, generative AI is the hot topic. It is.
yeah,
And you're
it,
either on the side of I hate it or I hate it, but I have to use it. I don't see too many people that are like, I love it. Like, but Emily Eucas is one. And when one of my most, first of all, another thing you might know about Emily Eucas, or if you don't, you'll find out very quickly, is she is unapologetic and has never sold out in her damn life.
right.
And she says AI is not worth throwing out with the baby with the bathwater. I want to listen.
No, she and I take the same approach to AI, which is, I don't see AI as like a I don't like AI slop when it's like clearly done poorly, but when you use AI as a tool set, as I have and as my friend Jake Widmer has, for some stuff, when you use it as a tool set, it's no different than using like an expensive like graphic design tablet, to do something, or to use like
There's
a
so many different levels of using AI now that even just saying using AI doesn't tell a story.
no.
You
So
know, for example, I can animate fully, or I could make a song with AI, right? But here's one is in some of the modern music programs, instead of doing that, hey, I'm going to type in some lyrics and you make me a song like Sona.ai or whatever. The more modern music software will use AI to clean up your arrangement at the click of a button. Is that
yeah,
making an AI song? Not really, because all it's doing is moving things an inch here. Or another one, we have been forced, right, Sam, to do captions on screen during your shorts. They tell you to do that. It's an explicit, like, you must put captions on your short, right?
Yeah.
Well, because I have to do that, the easiest way to do that is to use Canva's AI thing and do it. And I'm sorry, yes, in that sense, our shorts are made with AI, but all the content that we make is usually just me and Sam talking. There can't be AI.
Yeah, well, even Riverside, which is what we're recording on right now, like they make, they automatically do shorts. It scrubs through the episode,
If
and
you're out there running your Windows XP computer, making everything offline with no AI and posting it yourself, respect. But if you're in the modern economy, all the tools have AI in them now, whether you want it or
yeah,
not.
yeah. I mean, respect if you're in the old school, but you might get left. You're gonna get left behind if you have already. That's just
It's sort of selecting yourself out of the gene pool in many ways. I won't use any tool that has AI in it. You're eventually going to say, I won't use any tool. Now,
yeah,
is that part of the problem? Is it that all these corporations want to put AI in everything? Yes, but like that's not in our control. We're just commenting on, if you say I can't use anything with AI in it, you are eventually gonna not be able to do anything. That's just true.
yeah. Now to be fair, I do think that I think right now we are living kind of through in a bubble, but eventually
It's already
it
starting to crack, I think, yeah.
it is going to crack a little bit. And part of the reason for that, honestly, too, I think, is because I think, and I don't want to pin it on any one company, but yeah, Microsoft. I think baking in Copilot at the root level of Windows 11 has kind of like turned a lot of people off.
Other things, yeah. Google putting it right in the search, so the first thing you always get it now is an AI summary. Yeah, a lot of people don't like how intrusive it is, even if they like AI.
Yeah, which is one thing I will say for Grok. It's not intrusive unless you like trigger it specifically
Yeah.
to do your thing.
Yeah.
Although,
Another thing I've learned, Sam, since we've been the auto dubs is one, that the Spanish version of your voice sounds like the coolest Mexican sidekick I could ever have. And
yeah,
two, there's an audience for us in Spanish, apparently. They think we're very funny.
yeah. Also,
They
we
did
have
that JAJAJA stuff, so I know.
yeah.
Yeah, da 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 da.
We also have an apparently we also have an audience in Germany. So I don't know what that's about,
Based. So
but
yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Every week I try and bring something fresh to your show. It doesn't always land, but that's how comedy be. And you are on fire with writing these books like an American Inferno.
yeah. Which I guess I should point out. Well, and thank you for that. I guess I should point out too. What the premise kind of behind that title is when all of those riots were going on during 2020. I was like, man, America is literally burning, and this is a bit concerning. So yeah.
It's not burning
Um,
now. It's just we got a lot of weird men in dresses committing violence. That we'll figure that out. So your next one is like what? American Trans?
no, it's more like the next one after this is more like American Grifter. So,
That's
uh,
good too. So
so
there will be more books. There will be more authors on this Monday show. I'm giving you a little break, but I mean, yeah, I want to point out. I always point out on the live show, but I want to point out the work you've been doing with this Monday show is some of my favorite stuff on the internet, Sam, and you are a gem.
thank you. And it's been an honor to have you as my sidekick, and yeah, having you as co-host has been fun for the last it doesn't feel like it feels longer than
Feels like a
3.
decade at this point, huh?
Yeah, But
Yeah.
as our good friend Evan from the Fake Untitled podcast says, every week is a million years, and boy is that true.
There is. But
Um,
we have always approached it with a level of, my God. I mean, even the Charlie Kirk one, when that happened, we live reacted to that. That was probably the saddest episode we've ever done. But generally, we come
yeah,
in with good spirits, positive attitudes. We don't really like doomerism. I have said, and you've agreed with me, we're very openly counter revolutionary because we love our country, and sometimes that upsets people.
I do have a question. I do have a question about that for kind of your theory. Someone asked me about this recently, and I actually don't. Why does the doomer stuff trend so much online? Like it feels like
We're
to
we're
me,
we're wired. I actually went over this in my rewiring the brain video that didn't do particularly well a couple of years ago, but we are wired psychologically to spend more focus on the negatives than the positives. And the reason for that is the evidence that there's a tiger in the trees is more important than the evidence that everything is okay to the primitive brain.
I I understand that, but even so, it
And so
does.
if you use that as a tool of marketing, you would give a nonstop feed of negativity.
Right. I understand that, but even if I Google something like, or even if I go on YouTube and search something positive like cooking videos, because that's something I search a lot, right? I still get a bunch of negative videos that is like uh
Well,
you
because I
know,
mean, step one or two of the communist propaganda machine is demoralized. That's what they're trying to do. If you're
yeah.
constantly bombarded with negative opinions and ideas and things that tell you that you're bad, which is this is the whole basis of cancel culture, really, and the whole like woke thing. If they can bombard you with messaging telling you you're bad, there's a chance you'll believe it, and then they could just get you to do what they want.
Well, yeah, and
You
it's
got to
it's
be the person in 1984 famous video that throws the fucking sledgehammer at the screen sometimes. You just do.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be another mindless NPC sitting there watching the screen thinking this is great.
Yeah. Well, and the
That's my
w-
ethos anyway.
well, and the really sad thing is too is it seems like a lot of even quote unquote right wing people are buying into this whole thing, uh, which I'm sure we'll talk on Wednesday. But like, Tucker Carlson was like screaming out being detained by Israel, even though he got you know like a pat on the head and like took photos with the you know, uh, Israeli guard. But then he didn't say anything about like the USA winning the Olympics, which was a huge. I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll talk about that on Wednesday, but like that was a huge moment for the US
I've
to
always
win.
said, and I feel like this isn't even political, but apparently it is. I love my country, even if I hate the people in charge.
Yeah,
Another one is I've had a couple little speeches of the few weeks that I felt like were sort of my Huey Freeman moment, if from Boondocks. You know, where he goes to the garden bar party and he's like, Richard
yeah,
Nixon is Jesus is black, Richard Nixon is the devil, and 9/11 was an inside job. Thank you for your time. And then all the white people freak out. I feel like that was my gays back in the closet thing. That was like my Archie Bunker deal. And
yeah,
women in the kitchen and yeah. Um the interesting thing with all of this is wouldn't it be fun? We added all the second languages, and some other like cultures have been watching our videos and finding them funny. I would love to add the auto dub for Yiddish to our channel. That would be great. Like we could just have everything we say translated into Yiddish. Would be so funny because the Jew haters would be like, "See, there is really."
yeah. Well,
Like
I
I don't
I've
know.
certainly.
I like I would. Would you go to Israel, Sam? I would 100% go to Israel because that's the Holy Land. What are you, not Catholic? Well, you're not, but like I am. I'll go to the Holy Land. Are you kidding me?
I
That's
mean,
like every
I
Catholic's like, you
yeah,
should probably do that in your life kind of thing, right?
yeah. I mean, every Christian that I know, like, yeah, that's a, which I mean, yeah. All these people who, all these gripers who used to quote unquote love Mel Gibson, now hate him because he's going over to Israel and doing stuff.
So they loved him because he was a Catholic man, and now they hate him because he's a Catholic man.
Yes.
Interesting.
And because they haven't even, and because in all reality they're all 20 something, and they haven't actually watched any interviews that he's done over the past 40 years.
Yeah,
So
they're not actual fans. Like we defend him because we know better. They defend him because it's contrarian to do so. And when it became popular to defend him again, now they're gonna hate him. This is a lot of the internet, right? Is that whatever most people seem to think is true, I have to say the opposite because I'm so cool. I'm cooler than everybody. The
yeah,
race for the hot take, huh? And then they tune into our show, and our hot takes are like the exact opposite of that every time.
yeah.
Or
And
they are like that, but it's because I'm saying something so, like I'm talking about lizard men and Andromedans, and it just gets so ridiculous that it comes back around full circle.
which is also part of the internet. I don't think a lot of people get that when Max and I start like spurging on at like lizardmen and robot people, we're mocking the insanity of
Or
the
just that
terminally
that's part of
online
the
people.
internet. It's not even necessarily a mockery. Man, back in the old days, you go on YouTube and there's like 8,000 alien Bigfoot documentaries, right? And you don't even have.
Yes.
And yeah, no, I don't believe in any of the fucking theories I'm seeing, but man, are they fun to watch.
The funniest thing is like is the people who still believe in flat earth people. And I saw a meme over the
Yeah,
weekend.
and birds aren't real.
Well, I'll have to send you. I'll have to send you a meme I saw this weekend. It was like, flat earthers when they find out every single conspiracy theory was right except for theirs. So,
That is a kill
um,
shot if ever I've heard one, Sam. Wow, yeah, every conspiracy except yours is true. Oof.
yeah. So,
There's still hope for Bigfoot, you know.
well, I hear Bigfoot was, I hear Bigfoot is in the Epstein files.
He better be. Or if he's not in the Epstein files, he's not real, Sam. Come on.
Well, according to like the royal family, if you weren't in the Epstein files, you're not like you're a nobody. You're not cool enough, Max.
It's true.
Anybody
It's a
who
big club, and we ain't in it. And man, am I glad about that because I don't eat babies. They give me indigestion, Sam.
I don't I don't eat babies either. So
Well, I heard that you they subsist on nothing but stem cells that you suck directly out of them, like a vampire bat. Well, then how do you stay so fucking young and handsome, Sam?
because because I eat my I was gonna say I eat my vegetables, but that's a lie. No, I eat a lot of protein.
That'll do it. That'll do it, ladies.
Indeed. But anyway,
This has been a lot of fun. People get a double dose of our nonsense this week. Hopefully,
yeah,
we brought something more similar to the series. Like I tried to be, yeah, to make this about art because your Monday show is usually about art creation and things like that. And so I hope that they appreciate that. And I will be back with not here next week because you'll have somebody awesome to talk to. And
Yeah,
I will be back in my place, staying in my lane as co-host on the Whitfield Report Live this Wednesday night.
yes, and be sure to subscribe on YouTube and on Rumble and Kick and all the other places. So also join because people have asked. Join our Discord, which is linked because it does
There's no
seem
confusion. I want to address that real quick. That's an important one. Maybe we should talk about. There are no
yeah.
plans to delete our Discord or anything like that. If Discord asks you for your ID, my recommendation is to tell them no. And
Yeah.
if nobody's using our Discord, we will find something else. But for right now, there's a lot of people that are wondering, oh, is so and so going to be on Discord? Right now, we were exploring other options, but our Discord is not going anywhere tomorrow.
Right. And it also seems like Discord may be backing off some of the stuff due to public backlash, which is good, and
Happens, yeah.
that's what I've been encouraging people to do, is to speak out. And it seems like they've been doing just that. So
If it goes that way, we will absolutely figure out where the people want us to be, and we'll be there. It's always, I will say this, Sam, this last year has been kind of very heartening for us all to just watch. Yeah, people are appreciating what we're doing, and we're infinitely grateful for that. Every book sold, every stream click, we actually do appreciate that.
yeah, and it's great to be back on YouTube too. So yeah. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we will both see you on the Wednesday show. And until then, take care and God bless everyone.
God bless America.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.